separate browser. Do, 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 do. What am I doing? What am I fucking doing? There we go. Right. Jon Jones has leaked some fight news. Some fight news, finally. So my theory on this, I've got a theory. We'll go over it. On TalkSport, Bisping's dropped the video as well. So Jones is out in Thailand. He's doing his little filming. He's doing his little gay world tour over there. But today he was doing some kind of seminar. Was it Bangtao or wherever he's at? And he leaked some news regarding the situation of what's going on. So we're going to pull that up. We'll skip back. So it starts here. Is desktop audio on? Is desktop audio on? Let's check. I don't think desktop audio is working. Right. Minor glitches. How do we get this? Speaker. We'll try that. Desktop audio. Oh, hang on. Right. Why is that not working? We'll get there. Minor glitches. Why is this not working? Why is desktop audio not working? That's not working either. Anyway, he's gone to Bangtao. You can't hear the audio, but it's subtitled, so we're not too bad here. So we'll go over it. We'll go over it with the subtitles. So he's giving his little seminar, his little speech, and to be honest, he's not in character. He doesn't sound like he's in character. He's not giving it the big one. He's not bullshitting. It seems very sincere and it looks like it shouldn't have been filmed. So he's talking. So what he said there is, Tom and I have both agreed. We've come to an agreement, but we're waiting for the UFC to make their announcements. And then he said, legally, I can't really talk about it. So that's why I think he's getting pressed by the media. What the fuck are the UFC waiting on? I think there's some sneaky tactics by the UFC. And I think the reason for the sneaky tactics is the Netflix deal. I honestly think, this is my opinion, and I think this is based in some fucking logic here. The ESPN broadcast is ending this year. It ends in 2025. The UFC are looking to sign a Netflix deal. Netflix and the UFC are going to put on the biggest event the UFC have ever put on. They're going to want the biggest event that they can put on. What's bigger than Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall? There's no bigger fight. That is the fight. The only fight anyone wants to see, anyone's talking about, that is the fight that's going to be made. The reason why they can't talk about it, and it's interesting that he says, legally, I can't talk about it. Why can't you talk about it, John? And why are the UFC not announcing it? My theory is because of the ESPN broadcasting deal. if they're going to Netflix, they can't start talking about Jon Jones is going to be fighting Tom Aspinall on Netflix while they're in a broadcast deal with ESPN. They're not going to be announcing that. So I feel like towards the end of the ESPN deal, they'll be allowed to start promoting the fights moving over. I don't think until a certain time period they're going to be allowed to start hyping up the Netflix deal, if that's where they go. The logic and everything that Hunter Campbell has said, Dana White have said, they've wanted a streaming platform for years and years. Netflix have already got WWE, which is TKO Holdings of a company. They own the UFC, they own the WWE. WWE is already on Netflix. It makes sense that that's where the UFC is going to go. They're going to go to Netflix. If they do not go to Netflix, it is a missed opportunity. But they are. I don't even think there's any shadow of doubt in my mind that's where the UFC will be in 2026. They're going to be fighting and putting on events on Netflix. And I think this is part of the reason why we're getting such shit cards and they don't care as much, because the UFC are taking a bit of a slack year, and then they're going to come back in 2026 and put on the biggest year we have ever seen for the UFC and MMA history. And I think it's going to kick off with Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall in January, live on Netflix. That is my theory. That is why I feel like Jon Jones has said this today. He said, legally, I can't talk about it. Legally, I can't talk about it. But me and Tom Aspinall have come up with an agreement. We have agreed to terms. The terms are agreed. It's agreed. It's agreed. It's a done deal that it's going to happen. The fight is on. Dana White was not lying to us. What they've been doing is not promoting it, not announcing it, and I think there's a good reason. And like Jones has said today, this seemed the most sincere that we've seen Jones talk about it, and I don't think it was supposed to be recorded. And he said, legally, I can't talk about it, but me and Tom have agreed terms. So I've never heard any fighter talk about that. Legally, I can't talk about it. Why? That's the bit that stands out to me. Because fighters have announced fights all the time. They've leaked information and they get a bit of a slap on the wrists. I think it's because of the new deal. This fight is not going to be in 2025. Or if it is, maybe on the back end, maybe they've come up with a deal where Netflix can sort of slide in. You right, Fal? How you doing, brother? Just talking about the Jones information today that's leaked. And I really do think the whole situation is down to broadcasting, and I think that's what the shit show is going on behind closed doors. Because I don't know if you've seen this, the video that's out. Jones seems sincere. I don't think it was meant to be recorded, and from what I can tell, it's the UFC that are stopping them talking about it legally. And the only thing I can think legally why the UFC would be holding this back is because of the broadcasting deal. ESPN broadcasting deal is ending this year. So I think maybe that's what they are doing, Betty. I think it could be that, like, maybe they are. Maybe that is exactly it. They try and squeeze everything out. But I think they've got a good relationship with Netflix. They've got a good relationship with Netflix. I think, I honestly think that the Netflix deal is already done, if I'm honest. I think the Netflix deal is done. I just don't think they can announce it yet because of the broadcasting deal with ESPN. It's too early. And I think ESPN will try sue the UFC if they announce it too early, because they'll claim that it's taken away from their pay-per-views and everything that they're trying to sell this year, and they've announced it too early. So I think the UFC are going to wait and drop it towards the back end of the last quarter of the year. I reckon we'll get an announcement. I think maybe July, August, maybe a bit later. Thank you very much, Danny Green. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Some videos suck, some videos don't. That's the way it goes, brother. That's the way it goes. Which one are you referring to? The Dagestani one or the Rigo video? Which one? I agree with your take on UFC Netflix. We're going to get a lot of subpar card fights this year. They're sparting the end of the SPN deal and saving the better matchups for next year, milking. I think that's part of what's going on. I don't think that's everything. I think some bad luck has happened, but I honestly think they're thinking, fuck you, ESPN. It's a bit of spite. A bit of spite. Do you know why UFC and Dana bend over backwards for Jones? It's because Balfour tested positive days before fighting Jones and they covered it up. Oh, I didn't know that. But, it doesn't surprise me that Vitor pops. I mean, it was obvious that guy was on steroids. But, yeah, he has that over him. He was asked about it once in an interview, and he said he was pursuing legal action. I mean, during that era, he fucking wasn't on. Let's have a look. Jon Jones, Vitor. Is there anything? Okay, right. There is an article. Back in 2015, Dana White commented on the Vitor Belfort sketchy drug test in 2012 for the first time. What did White say? No, we didn't know that. Was Jon Jones in our offices? Listen, Jon Jones is somebody who shouldn't be talking about other people's tests and what they're doing. I mean, he's got a fair point. Let's face it, the UFC know who's on fucking steroids, man. Like, of course they do. Of course they know who's doping. They've been around the game long enough to know. Like, they've got doctors, they've got professionals. They know. They've got the PI. They're watching these guys closely. You're right, Weston. How you doing, brother? I mean, but in fairness, Betty, in fairness, people think it's a huge conspiracy. Oh, Jones might have this over the UFC, and the UFC want Glaze Jones and all this. But at the end of the day, the most... I'm not saying none of that is true. It could be true, and it might be a part of it. But the very ultimate thing that people forget is the UFC is a business. The UFC is a business. Jon Jones brings money. He brings... When it's all said and done, Jon Jones is going to be the fucking guy. When it's all said and done, he's going to be the Muhammad Ali. They're going to build him. They're going to use him. Like, once his career's done, the UFC are going to use Jon Jones as the guy. He was the fucking guy. He was the Ali of MMA. He was the GOAT. And they're going to push that more when he retires than they ever did. Like, they'll have the fucking Hall of Fame of Jon Jones wing. Like, he'll have his own separate wing, and they'll just keep giving him every 2 years, every couple of years, they'll give Jon Jones his own fucking medal for something different every year. They'll do a fucking award ceremony because he's like Ali. When Jon Jones is 80 years old and he's got fucking Parkinson's and he's crippled and he can't walk and his brain's gone and he's got Alzheimer's and dementia, and he's like that. They'll wheel him out. They'll wheel him out into the octagon and they'll give him like the legends of a legend fucking award or something. The best fighter, like they go every couple of years, they'll give him a fucking award. That's what they're going to do. They're going to milk this boat for as long as possible, and that's what they see when they look at Jon Jones. He's the fucking Muhammad Ali of MMA. Oh, back when they had TRT, yeah. Do you remember when they were all on fucking TRT back then, weren't they? Fucking TRT. They all used to go to the doctors, didn't they? I can't get it up. Can't get it up, doc. Can't get it up. It's not working. It's just not working. I need some of that testosterone. Give me some of the TRT. Put me on it. No, get the good shit. The good shit. Good mate, having a smoke, about to fuck up some seriously expensive plywood. What are you doing that for, you silly bastard? Are you just like, is it like one of those rage rooms, Weston? Are you just fucking raging? Weston and his little rage room in the woods. I can just imagine him with a fucking little pickaxe going all fucking Jack Nicholson. Where's Johnny? Yeah, they're manufactured Golden Boy. Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, everything with the UFC is manufactured. You know, look at the media that they're creating around the UFC. Like the Nout Boys. The fucking Nout Boys have an MMA media team. And they disrespected, I don't know if you remember when they disrespected Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz just fucking slapped one of them. Fucking Nout Boys. Absolute knobhead full send-off. And I remember when Full Send first started, it still pisses me off to this day. They were a clips channel. That's what they were. They were a clips channel. They were taking clips and they were reposting them. And I reposted one of their clips, which was a repost, which they didn't credit the fighter for. And I reposted it. And they actually had the nerve to fucking drop a comment. The absolute fucking spineless cunt. He dropped a comment saying, "Thanks for the credit." I thought, fuck you. Not bad. But the UFC gave him, exemption and not the commission. Oh, I'm with you. It was but the UFC is shady as fuck, man. Like they are, like, no one looks into it, but the UFC is shady as fuck. Like, we all know about, like, in terms of, like, there's obviously the steroids and the drugs and there's a lot of stuff going on, but even things like the bonuses, like, loads of fighters have come out and said, I had a locker room bonus. Like, certain fighters, like Daniel Cormier was getting locker room bonuses, like private bonuses that weren't from the UFC, but weren't announced as part of, like, fight of the night or performance of the night or anything like that. They were having their own separate fucking bonuses. Daniel Cormier was looked after. He was getting mega money. Oi, JPL, how you doing, brother? How are you doing, son? And his levels were above allowed limits. It's one of the biggest scandals, and almost nobody knows about it. There's a lot of things that just got swept under the carpet, though. I bet you're right, because I think around that time, there wasn't the MMA YouTube scene back then. So, like, the MMA media was shitting the pants all the time. They didn't cover the sport. They didn't really cover the sport because all the MMA media are spineless, and they all feel like they're privileged to be around the UFC, so they don't question the UFC or question anything or cover anything in too much detail. They might briefly mention it and then it's done and dusted, but it's all controlled by the UFC. The UFC control how much they talk about it, and maybe they just want, okay, we'll cover it a little bit and then we'll move on. Whereas now MMA YouTube is a thing. We pick up on details, and, like, the community is so strong that they wouldn't get away with the shit that they were doing back then. Todd Duffy getting an exemption at 26. Mate, if you're 26 and you need testosterone, you shouldn't be fighting. Built-in shelving and attic knee walls for my customers' attic man cave. Oh, fair enough. You can come do me a man cave, man. You can do me a man cave when I find a fucking new house. When I'm not in this stupid little flat. Base Diaz. Oh, yeah. I fucking love that clip when he slaps it. Let me see if I can find it, actually. There's no audio though. I don't know how I can get audio. This was it. This. So, this knobhead that you see here on the right, holding the little fucking full send mic, he's the one who commented on my video. He's the knobhead. And Nate Diaz is just chilling, doing his own thing. And he's trying to get an interview, but he makes a comment. Like, try and be funny and snarky. Like, there's no need. I think. What? Look at him, like, laughing behind his back. Little coward laughing behind his back. I think he said something like he's there because one of his teammates is fighting on the event, and I think he mentions something about have you come see Sean O'Malley or something? Yeah, so prior to this altercation online, this dickhead here, the one who's laughing and thinking he's funny, he was saying he was mocking Nate Diaz online as well. He was mocking him online. He said something online, and then he makes a funny comment. Thinks he's the fucking. He thinks he's the fucking guy. Now he's in with Dana White. Full send boys all fucking bum him. And then this happens. Fucking get it, son. I love Nate Diaz, even though he's a fucking gimp. He doesn't take shit. At least they're not like that channel MMA crazy who flags smaller channels content uses clips from his clip channel. He tried shutting down the fighting business. Oh, it's pathetic, isn't it? Pathetic. Had to delete all his content and start over. Oh, it suits him, doesn't it? You right, Gary? How's it going, brother? Is it happening then? I think it is. Right, we were just discussing it. I think they're waiting for the announcement because I think there's a Netflix deal and they can't announce the Netflix deal. And I think the first fight that's going to be on the Netflix deal is Jones versus Aspinall. My theory. I saw a meme conspiracy that Barber's seizure was an act to prevent the media from asking about the petition to strip Jones by taking the spotlight. Nah, I think that's far-fetched. It's funny, isn't it? It's fucking funny. Guess whose account this is? Well, considering it says fucking no chill. But it's not no chill. It's not no chill, clearly. But yeah. I think that theory, that conspiracy is bullshit. I do. I think that conspiracy is bullshit because I think my theory is a more logical theory. And that is just like fucking tin hat shit. That is something Bryce Mitchell would like think up, that is. But it's funny, isn't it? It's funny to the MMA community and they run with these ideas. But I don't think that. I think that's like delusional thinking that they'd come up with that. I mean, I know crazy things happen. I do know crazy things happen, but do they really need to do that? I don't think they do. And the petition, they're not going to care about a fucking petition. The petition holds no weight. Like, it holds no fucking weight. The UFC just look at that petition and they think, you absolute fucking fannies. Like, no offense. Like, if you signed the petition, I think you're funny. People who sign petitions are fannies. They are. They're just fannies. Like, why waste your time? Why waste it? Oh, we signed petitions for those fannies back in college. You know, the woke fucking, you know, those woke people who go around going save the fucking whales and stuff like that. That's what petitions are for. Oh, save the beavers. Save the beavers. Fuck off. Eat the beaver. Eat the fucking beaver. But yeah, I think that's a mad conspiracy. I think the real answer is to do with the broadcasting deal. That's why they can't announce the fight. I think the fight is made. I think the fight is 100% made. Dana White has practically confirmed it. Jon Jones has confirmed it. Aspinall is playing the game a little bit. I think that's what Jones was doing. Because legally, that's what he said, legally they can't talk about it. And I just think Jones and Aspinall are playing this game now. And I think they're both playing it to keep the fight in the news, keep people talking about it on social media. And it's working. It's working. Like, every time you see Jones talking about it, going, oh, I don't like the guy, and he's talking about all this bullshit, like, I'm enjoying my best life, I'm done, and all that. He's putting on a character, like, you can see the character, his alter ego comes out. Whereas this video that dropped today is a different Jon Jones to all those other videos where he's putting out that bravado. This one, he's just chilling, he's doing a seminar, he's talking about the fight. And it to me, it seemed fucking sincere anyway. I don't think he was supposed to say it, and I think he got caught up in the moment. And he said, me and Tom have agreed. We've agreed. And all we're waiting is for the UFC to announce it. But legally, I can't talk about it. And the only reason they legally can't talk about it is due to broadcasting issues, I think. And I think ESPN are trying to get it on ESPN's last fight pay-per-view of the year. And I think the UFC want it on Netflix. And I think that's what's going on. And I think there's a bit of a dispute going on behind closed doors. And it's nothing to do with Jones and Aspinall not fighting. I think they've been told. Because don't forget, Aspinall had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with Hunter Campbell, I think it was. And Hunter Campbell flew to London. They had a sit-down meeting. And Aspinall has gone quiet since then. And I think they've agreed terms. It's done deal. They just can't talk about it now until they decide what's happening with the broadcasting. Anyway, I'm not going to be staying too much longer. But I did want to play this video, but I don't think my audio is going to work. I don't know how fucking get it work. Hang on. I don't know how to get the fucking desktop audio work. Why the fuck is it not working? Right, we'll try this. Okay, right. I think the audio's working now. Audio's working. So, before I go, just want to drop a video. 5 minutes of Pat Barry. So, if you haven't watched the Rigo video that I put out, I'd implore you to go watch it. And I went on Cameo, and I did a little request. I asked Pat Barry to do a video giving Rigo some advice, and it was from his friend Jimmy Savile. Now, if you're in the UK, you know who Jimmy Savile is. If you don't know who Jimmy Savile is, Google him. Jim will fix it for you. Anyway.
What's up, bro? What's up, Rigo? What's up, man? Rigo, what's happening? What the fuck, Jimmy? What Jimmy talking about, man? Haters getting to you? Got you feeling down or some shit? What's the scenario? What's the scenario? What you talking about?
I didn't tell Pat Barry. I didn't tell Pat Barry what was going on. I just said to Pat Barry, Rigo's feeling down. He wasn't my uncle. Fuck off. Rigo was feeling down. He's got a lot of haters on him at the moment. Please give Rigo some advice. Please give Rigo some advice.
Man, what are you talking about? Haters got you feeling however, right? Right? They got you, and you feel it however. Well, if there is anyone who has experience with haters, it's me. I mean, would you say that they fall into the category of haters? Is that haters?
What, like anybody?
Anybody talking?
See, the nuances around this video that I put out, I don't know if people quite understand. Like, I thought this was one of the best things that you could ever like. In my head, it's genius. I'm getting someone who's accused of doing what Rigo's doing to give Rigo advice. And Rose, yeah, Rose is
Shit about me all the time?
Oh yeah,
And
for
it's-
sure. Yeah, they definitely hating because, they definitely hating
So
because they
they
want to be
hating?
you.
Yeah, so I deal with that. Oh, more?
Oh no, I was just gonna say too. It's just like, I mean, from a spiritual standpoint, I just feel like that's just the devil trying to stop you from just being distracted. Try to distract you and get you not focused on your mission. What's your mission? And it's gonna be,
What's your mission, Rigo? Tell us what your mission is. Tell Pat what your mission is.
It's like at the free throw line when you hitting free throws, and then it's gonna be people going so you miss, but you just gotta stay focused, because it's just all noise. But it is tough sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it does hurt when people hate, but then it's like, oh, it's just because you're doing great and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah,
So-
I go with that.
In the video, in the music video, I had to cut a lot of it out, but there's a part coming up in a minute. Oh, it's just, I can't believe they're a nut couple. They are a fucking batshit couple.
I'll go with that. I would go with that one.
Yeah.
I got the motherfuckers all the time, bruh. I need some more information, man. I need some more information on what they hating on. You got the biggest biceps in the city. What they hating on? What's up, man? You can dance. What you think, Rigo? What you think they hating on? Rigo, what they hating on? Rigo, the coldest fucking pop locker in the city.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. Well, if you are, or whatever it is that you're doing, I do know one thing, that if you have haters based on something, then that kind of, a lot of times, let you know that something's right. You know what I mean? You're doing something right.
He's not doing anything right, Pat. He's doing the opposite. It's not always the case, Pat. Like, it's not always the case.
You're doing something, because if you were doing everything dumb, no one would give a fuck.
You know what you gotta do?
Oh,
You gotta get you that song.
Oh, this is.
If you know me.
So,
Act
you know what I
like
mean?
you know me.
They're gonna keep on fucking,
What is that song?
just fuck them. Fuck them, man. You know why? Because it actually, well, I don't know. I want to say fuck them, but I don't know what your scenario is. Like, you got people sending you messages that aren't nice. If that's true, then fucking so. They type in words. But if you got haters like showing up to your house and throwing rocks through your window and kicking your door in, that's a little different. I need some more parameters from Jimmy
Right.
Seville on this whole scenario. So I'm gonna guess.
Jimmy Seville.
I'm gonna assume that this is. Let's
Yeah,
assume.
Get you chocolate lit tie. Listen to that song. Hater. H.A.T.E.
You're not gonna hit it. You're gonna hit play.
Oh.
Here we go.
Vanilla way for me. That's what you gotta listen to.
So yeah,
That song helps.
Mad.
the fucking song is good, man. The whole fucking thing. Fuck them. Shut up.
I asked for some life advice for Rigo, and I got fucking Rose and Pat dancing to fucking songs. 5 minutes.
Shut up,
on it.
man. Don't fucking whine about nothing. So what? If somebody's saying something or if somebody's hating on something, now if you're actually getting accosted, if they put hands on you, then that's different. That's a different scenario. But if somebody's just
They are cooked.
fucking shit talking on you or something like that, then fuck them, man. What? Nah, that shit don't mean nothing, man. I don't know how old you are. All right. If you're 52, then this is a problem. If you're 50, if you're 52, this is a problem. But if you're not as old as I am, right, then eventually it means that you maybe haven't gotten to the point where that realization that none of this shit matters, man. None of it does. None of it, no matter what anybody says, really. It's what you think about the shit that you're doing, what you think about you, what you think about whatever this thing is that people are fucking hating on. Fuck them, man. It's just words, right? Right? It's just words. Fuck it. Send me a message, man. Jimmy Seville, somebody. Let me know whatever the rest of this...
He's absolutely burning to find out what's going on. I never messaged him. I never replied. Even I think in the Cameo thing, he asked what was going on, and I just ghosted him. I just completely ghosted Pat Barry, and he just kept banging on about it for 5 minutes.
I gotta shave. God damn, bro, I look homeless. From that angle, Jimmy Seville, somebody send me something to let me know what they talking about, man. Let me know. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Oh, Pat, you legend. You fucking legend, Pat. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to be jumping on streams a bit more often and making a bit more content, hopefully now. So, yeah, nice one. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe.